Systemic and family constellations. What would be the difference between the two, and why are these two terms are used? So we can hear someone saying, "Well, I practice some sort of systemic work," and someone else says, "Oh, I did a family constellation. It was amazing." And then we start checking, and we find out that it's almost the same what they are talking about, and we don't see much difference for ourselves. So what would be the meaning behind these two terms? So historically, constellations were developed as a method that was really very much focused on the family, on the immediate present family, not including the ancestral figures, nor the bigger figures like, for instance, a country or a nation or religion or some other figures that did not represent the family itself. With time, it was discovered that these same principles that work when applied in the family context, they work practically the same way when they are used in a constellation that may be done for a context that's not involving family at all. For instance, working with a company or an institution, we can find the same principles and the same dynamics evolving as we have in the family if we do a constellation for a family. Also, more and more, there were those figures that represented bigger systems that were involved in the constellations that were done for a family context. So, for instance, when someone's working on a family and there is a situation of immigration of a family or a member of a family, and then it does matter to position a figure of a country of origin, for example, in the constellation, or the new country where people landed after immigration. So those are not family, those are bigger systems. So we see then that the term that initially covered the meaning of the process was not so relevant anymore. So at one point it became more correct to speak about systemic constellations rather than a family constellation, unless we are very, very let's say focused on a very classic approach where we don't really involve anything from other systems and we just work on the family. Plus, in constellation approach, there came more and more non-classical elements, like working with inner parts, when it happens that it's as if a personality of a certain individual becomes a system, and then again it's not, well, internal family maybe if we use it, but it's not completely relevant to use it as a term to describe it, or those constellations that are done regarding decision making or processes that are not involving family at all. So for this purposes, the term of systemic work or systemic constellations seem to be more relevant.